Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Let's Play. This is going to be episode 2, and I'm going to show you my Vortex mods that I have. I realized in the first episode of the restart that I had forgotten to take out the cheat terminal. I didn't use it at all, but I was using this to try and get the other series to work. It ultimately didn't work. So we're going to remove this one, and that's the only one I really need to get rid of. So let's do that now. I'm going to delete the archive. If you don't use this, you should really. I mean, if you're going to do any modding at all, this is the way to go. This is my preferred way, I should say. It's really good. And all you need to do when you first get in here, you'll have no mods if you've never used it before. Just it'll say I know a place that'll be up in here, and you click that. And after you have mods here, you have the option to get more mods, and you click that, it takes you to the website. So this is all of them that I've got. This allows me to modify the combat rifle to accept a 5.56 configuration if I want. I just like the idea of having that. That's a normal NATO round, the 5.56, so it made sense for me to have that in there. This is the achievement unlocker, so that if you're using mods, you still are gaining achievements through Steam, if that kind of thing is important to you. To be fair, I had all of the mods anyway, or all of the achievements anyway, except for a few. There's a handful I don't have yet, just because it takes repeated playthroughs to get certain ones. And I really struggle playing with a really kind of an evil play style. I'm a Dudley Do-Right through and through, self-admitted. And so I really have trouble being that sort of mean side. And so some of the DLCs, especially the Nuka-Cola one, is really dark, and you got to really embrace the evil side. And I struggle with it. I tried, and it bothered me. I know it shouldn't. It's just a game, but I guess I'm of a certain age, and those kind of things. I'm just not wired that way, and it's really difficult. Me, not even in an RP environment, do I enjoy doing that. It just kind of goes counter to what gives me enjoyment and joy when I'm playing a game. So there you go. A little bit about me, I guess, right? And so there are certain things that I've taken, ones that are better than others. The better junk fences, this is awesome because this is the one that allows them to snap when I use them. And so that's all that does. It just takes something that's in the game and gives it a function that it really should have had anyway. I sure wish it would have it for the other fences, the lower grade fences. That would be awesome, but it doesn't do that. These are just aesthetics. As I said before, really I'm all about the aesthetics. This map I like, and it shows where the location of the magazines and the bobbleheads are. Early on, that was pretty useful to me. Now it's not at all, really. I know where they're all at, but I just like the look of it, so I left it because it's just a better looking map by far. The companion accuracy just upgrades the accuracy to where it is within an average player's skill set, and that's all it does. It doesn't make it do more damage or any of that kind of stuff. It just gives them a baseline accuracy that is on par with a regular player, the player character. This one, actually, I should take that one out too. I don't need that. I had that one for a while because it was every time I'd give them the armor, it would just absolutely trash it. And I thought it might have been a bug, but it wasn't. And the infinite ammo, yeah, just a convenience or whatever. But yeah, let's go ahead and remove that one as well. I had forgotten that that was even in there. There's my two hacking ones, the easy hacking and the easy lockpicking, which I really like. This keeps Dogmeat from opening doors. Every time he comes up to a door, he does it. If he comes up to a gate, he does it. Just drives me nuts. And that one I really like, especially if you're trying to go into buildings and stuff like that, and you're trying to stealth and you're trying to set up attack points and choke points and stuff like that, and he completely ruins the element of surprise by kicking open a door and going in there. That's just something I thought was absolutely stupid. So I took that. Combat shop. And these are the retextures. Again, it's good looking. This is the newest version of the script extender, which is working well now. I don't have any problems loading in. Before, when they did the update, I couldn't load in with the script extender because it was broken. It just wouldn't work. Um, this takes the first settlers that you bring in, the original 5, and keeps them from hammering on houses and going and trying to fix crap that's not there and just bang, 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 bang. And they would do that at the exclusion of all else. So you would put them on crops, you'd put them on guard duty, and they'd be over there on the side of the house just banging away. And that just drove me nuts. And to no end. It wasn't fixing anything. The holes are still there. It just looks dumb. So that made no sense. So I take this to get rid of that. The immersive dog meat is exactly what it sounds like. The legendary modifications, those are, I use those for fixes. The only reason I put it in there, and I continue to leave it in there, is sometimes when I get a weapon and I put it in the containers that I have, or even armor, but usually it's weapons. I'll put it away and I'll put it in a container that's in the town there where I like to store stuff, and I'll come back and it'll be gone. And for no reason, it'll just be gone. And so I keep this around just to bring it back more or less. I'll just take the base model of whatever it was, give it the same legendary that it had, and put it there. And I've tried all kinds of ways around it. I've tried not naming it. I've tried naming it. It just, for whatever reason, every once in a while I'll lose something that I shouldn't lose, and it's legendary weapons are rare enough in this game. So losing one because of some random glitch, nah, not about that. So I won't change any of my armor and stuff. If I've looted it, you'll see me loot it, and then I'll be in my inventories often enough that you'll see that I'm not wearing anything that I didn't have before that you've seen me grab. This is just there for those instances where something goofy happens. Lowered weapons is amazing. Love that one. It's just such a simple thing. Otherwise, you're running around with your gun at the ready position, and it blocks half your view. And it makes more sense to have it low at a low point for me for moving around, and then you can bring it up by your right mouse button. So it just makes it a little more realistic in my mind, and it's a quality of life as well for me. I just prefer it that way. This one keeps Preston from overwhelming you with like 30 radiant quests when you go in there, and it gives you one after another after another. And it's really a pain in the ass because not only does it fill up your quest menu, but some of them are timed, and it's hard to tell which is timed when you've got just so many of them there. And they do time out after a while, even if they don't say they're timed. They will if you hold off on them for any length of time. It'll actually tell you that you failed it. And I got sick and tired of seeing that. And so, you're not even the worst boss is going to give you 40 things to do at once and expect it all to get done on time. It's not reality. So I take this to fix that problem. This makes the houses look better. This is the same. Place anywhere is a way of getting rid of the red when you're trying to place items. And I find it very useful because there are certain times where you should be able to place it there, but when you get within like half a foot of a wall, and all of a sudden it's turning red for no reason because something that you can't see, and usually it's debris or something that's small, like a small texture or something that they put in there that's under the floor, and it's stopping you, it's preventing you from being able to place an item where it should realistically go. This fixes that issue. This is really good. This is just extra hairstyles, and most of them are really stupid, but I don't know. This is one of the first face body mods I took way back when, and I've just always kept it. There's a few in there I find useful, and some that are just funny when I take make a character that is just an absolute biological train wreck. Yeah, and I do that just to kind of crack myself up. This gives you an actual real trough that you can place down. It gives an option of having one that looks correct instead of having just this funky bathtub. So I like that. It's kind of nice, and that again, that's just a texture thing. And kind of makes your area look a little bit different. This gives me the ability to remove certain debris that are on the floors and stuff like that. So you'll see the ones that make it look like it's got this, I don't know, like a paper pile tattoo. And again, I feel like if I go into a place and I'm living there for any length of time, if I'm going to call it home, I'm not going to leave a bunch of crap laying all over the floor. So this gives me the ability to get rid of it. And it's just a time investment. You go in, you invest the time, and it gives you resources from it. But the resource that you get is fertilizer. That's it. It's not game breaking. It's not anything. You just end up with a crap ton of fertilizer. That's all. That's all. And I like it. I like the way it looks. Same exact thing. The flat trash. Scope Square's quality of life for me. It is a bit cheaty. I will contend that it is absolutely that, and I won't contend that it's anything other than that. I'm old, and I really struggle with aiming when I don't have this in there. It's almost unplayable for me because of my random twitches and stuff like that that I get. And even with this, you'll see, and you have seen in the other Let's Plays, my my aiming is suspect at best right now. You know, at my age, I used to love first-person shooters. It was my favorite. It was my go-to. I used to be the guy that enter a lobby and I was known and I was feared, and now I'm not. Now I get ganked by 6-year-olds. And I still love playing those games, but I'm just not good at them from a hand-eye coordination standpoint any longer. My tactics are still sound. I'm still really good at that. I'm good at leading targets and capping them in that way and stuff like that. I've still got the old, the muscle memory is there. Unfortunately, I just get these ticks, and I'll just like that, and I don't feel it. I don't feel any different. It's just it happens. I'll just do like that, and then that spoils everything. So I do take that. It does help me play. Um, you don't need to take it, and it's not going to give me any decided edge. It just gives me more time with the game I love, essentially, is the way I look at it. So I take that. This is another trash remover. Repaired roofs. This is the one that I was speaking of, that I have better looking roofs. This is it. That's the one that does it. Reworked roads completely redoes the roads in a way, and it takes some textures out of it, and it just cleans them up a little bit so that when I go through a spring cleaning, then they look pretty doggone nice. Screen flicker killer is, it's necessary for older machines like mine. Some of the newer machines may not need it, but this one really actually helps me quite a bit. I noticed a frame rate increase in this, and I noticed a definitive and definite drop in any kind of artifacting and stuff like that, shearing. I don't get any of that kind of stuff. And I've got a very nice Asus monitor. That's a gaming monitor. It's really big. When I started stepping up into the larger sizes, the artifacting and screen tearing and stuff became more of an issue because it starts becoming harder for your GPU to deal with it. And I'm not a person of great means. I live comfortably, but I don't have enough to be spending $1,200 and $1,300 on a new graphics card. So this allows me to use my older one and make do. That's the salvage bot that I was talking about, and that's the tidy bot that cleans up the bugs and corpses and all that kind of stuff. There's my spring cleaning, which I love, and a compatibility patch for the INI version. And those in Condent are both being used and utilized by me. Stackable brick walls and foundations. I have this here, and actually I can take it out because it doesn't work. Something about it is broken, and it doesn't stack them the way it should. I wish it did. And what all it does is allows you to take the foundations that are like the concrete foundations that have like the wood tops, or the other ones that are like that are a solid foundation, and being able to snap them on top of each other instead of having to eyeball it and stuff like that. And so all it was is just a way of speeding up me being able to build certain areas, like especially useful in the castle when I'm trying to repair a wall and make it look right. And this would just help me snap, which, ultimately all it did is save me a great deal of time. It's not in any way making it cheaper to do. It's not giving you anything for free. It's just snapping them, and that's it. But but it doesn't appear to be working. I think I'll leave it in there because it's not changing anything, and they might have an update that'll show up over here, and then I can do it. I check every once in a while. You just click in here. If you double click it, it brings up the side menu. You can click into this, and it'll show you what it does and all of that good stuff. And you can also visit their site as well. There'll be a thing. Now this says 1.2, and I actually have an alert here. Huh. I wonder if they fixed it. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Okay. All right. That's me. Bad. But it still has... Oh, that's all. Okay. Yeah, that's just telling me that it doesn't recognize its parameters that are given, so that when you go into your plugins, it doesn't know how to categorize it, is essentially what that's telling you. And so you can see these are all the things that go with it. When you have a mod, it also has an associated plugin, or it has dependencies that are in the plugins, and so this is a way of looking at both. And there's the bridge that I have. My bridge looks nice. I like that bridge. It's got only one slight video glitch to it that I can show you. And then untinted scope vision, which I like. Just takes that kind of greenish hue off of there, or the dirt that's in the scope when you're looking through it. It just takes that out of there, because if you don't have it, you've got like a really grimy scope. I would never let my my optics look like that. I've got many optics for the weapons that I've used. I do not have any that are like that, so why would I in a game? Makes zero sense to me. Yeah, so that's what that is. That's also something that just looks better. Doesn't really change the way you see through the scope necessarily. It's very, very light, very minor, but it's also very unnecessary. And I'm an OCD person. It just bothers me when I see it just barely out of my vision. Peripheral is seeing that crap, and I'm like, oh, I need to clean that. That's all that is. And so for me, what I do is I start from here. So if I go up into my games, it's going to take a second for it to switch over. These are all the ones that I currently use it for, and that's it. Not much to say beyond that. These are just the games that I play a great deal and enjoy. I've got many others I do, obviously, but these are the ones that are able to utilize the vortex. So, and then what I do is I use this to start it. This is the body slide one, and then this is the Fallout 4 script extender, and this is necessary for a certain few mods. So I start my game from here, and it'll take a second to pop in, but there you go. And here we go, continuing on with Max. Hour and 30 minutes in, huh? Yes. Let's just pop through. We deleted all that garbage because reasons. But now we're exactly where we're supposed to be, which is great. I feel better about it. That Q terminal was kind of neat. I know all the console commands anyway. It just alleviates the need to have to use the tilde key to get the console command up and open. It's just a way of point and click type of thing. But it also it was easier in that you didn't have to use the help function and the grab function to get item ID and that kind of thing. It sort of alleviated a need to do all that. And that's pretty awesome, to be honest. But again, I don't need it. So we're back here. We haven't talked to Codsworth yet. We haven't really done any cleaning. This is exactly where I left you at last time. And what I think I want to do, I have an idea to fix a problem that I created for myself. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to give it a shot. That's this guy right here. I wonder if I can pick this up and place this here. Holy smokes, that thing is long. Maybe not. I wish there was a function for raising and lowering something. I'm going to slap it here for just a second and see if I can't line it up. And can I lower it in any way, shape, or form? Because I thought I was going to be so clever doing this, but now it just looks like a vert ramp or something. I mean, uh, yeah, no. I don't. Go ahead. And I thought there was a way of maybe like grabbing it and then like arrow keys or shift arrow key or control arrow key and it goes up and down, but that's just not the case. Page up, page down, no. Oh wait, it's saying something. Extra object selection disabled, step scale change. Oh God, what have I done? Have I goofed up everything? Which one did that? The arrow key? I'm gonna hit the arrow key. I don't see anything. That key, no. No, no. So it was either insert and delete. Insert. Okay. Hit it again. Extra object selection disabled. Extra object selection enabled. Extra object selection. What is that? I don't know. I just don't know. So that's not an extra anything. That's behaving correctly. Any of my other buttons? What about page up? Step scale. 1, 5, 10, 25, 50. I'm like, okay, where are you stopping at? Back to 1. Why do you keep going through that? Are we stopped at 5? What is it normally at? I wonder if it's this. So let me see, 50. Let's test this. So there's just a little blip. It's the same. I wonder if the scale is how fast that spins, maybe? Let's see. There's absolutely zero difference in that. I honestly don't know what that is for. It's not my actual stepping, not my actual movement. It didn't change that in any noticeable or definable way. The spinning didn't change in any way that I could tell from changing that. And I don't know what its default setting was because I just accidentally found those buttons and mashed on them because I'm a monkey. What the hell? And I really want to be able to make this go down, but I guess I'm not going to be able to do that. So, what is it showing now? What is this part of that extra selections, perhaps? It is. Okay. So that's what that's doing. So does that mean I would delete that whole strip? You know what I'm going to do for science? I am going to do it. I'm going to grab it, and then what I'll do is when I goof it up so badly, oh, look at that. What the hell? That's crazy. Yeah. That's, oh, and you can see it's really hates that. Look at the video changing. See how it's doing some weirdness there? Yeah. Well, I'm going to reload this, so, but I'll show you an area that also, the one part that I noticed with the bridge. This video is going to be about basically nothing, isn't it? Oh, well, that's fine. That's just fine. So the bridge, I've noticed when I come over here, and I'm like here, when I look this direction, where was I at? Stuff just disappears. There it goes. Yeah, this is like the weird spot. I've found a glitch in the mainframe. It's just when I stand here. Everywhere else, it's all good. You know, everything's just fine. But when I go right here, I've entered some kind of alternate universe. Just bizarre. I don't think it does it anywhere else, just in that one spot, which is peculiar, but you know, ultimately it doesn't change me wanting to have it or anything like that, just because how often do I find myself right here? Like, I don't. And you can see you got to really stop in just the right place for it to be there. It's exactly right here. It's just odd. But yeah, so why don't we back this out? We'll load. Load this right here. Say yes again. Thank you so very much. And we're back with still that issue right there. So getting clever with it didn't fix anything. The other idea that I had, of course, it's always, what the hell just happened here? Let's get rid of that again. Why did I drop? That was odd. I'm not sure why that's there. Delete that. Interesting. But what my thought was with the driveway is... Oops, no, right here. Let me move this out of the way. There we go. Much better. In here, for it to catch up in the video, and these guys, what's the angle of them? Oh, no, it's not really, that's not useful. So what about the flat ones, the long flat? Somewhat more useful, and then I could throw a stair off of the end of it, I suppose. Or just go with these guys. Just put stairs all around it. Okay, I've got to, yeah, see, I didn't check first. Like so, and then like so. And I can actually walk up and down it now as it is, but I can actually further refine it by going into, into here and all the way to the end. Not all the way to the end. Go further, one more up, and now all the way to the end, which really isn't all the way to the end. It's right here, and then slap those on there, and that. And that. You know, I mean, I've seen worse. That's acceptable. That looks all right to me. It's not ideal, but you know, it's better than it was. So we will do that and call it good. Let's see. So I've still got to level up, and I know that I was saying that I was going to save it for the locksmith. But I had a bit of a rethink, and I took this for a reason. I'm trying to convince myself not to take it. So the 4 is it's going to help take out the Deathclaw easier, and by extension use less ammo, you would think. But the argument against is actually more compelling. It's because there's not that much ammo for this in the first place. I'm not going to use it very often in the second place. So, but yeah, I was having a rethink after I got off last night. And yeah, so I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to stick with the plan. And we're playing this guy a bit differently than we did Ronnie. So let's go ahead and first things first, before I go any further, we'll go over here, pop this up. And delete that one. I delete that patch. I put you away, and where's the other one at? Right there. Put you away, the gate. I settle down. I just grab it and it sinks down into the ground a little further, which is good. And this guy, we take this out and put him over here. That guy I take and I put over here. And what I like to do is move that. We'll just put this that looks kind of bad too. But if we put it like so, that's not so bad. That's not too shabby. And then we'll just throw this inside here. These are easier to place when you don't have the snapping going on, because this angle needs to be a little more like that than straight on, how I was wanting to do it before. So what I do is take these out and then slap them in, and then it looks right. Then you're good to go. So here we are, got this area prepared. Exit out of it so I can open the gate, and then I believe there's another gate on the other side, so let's open that up. Perfect. Here it is. Then down here, and this is the one we're actually going to utilize here in a sec. So this takes a little bit more work, so we're going to move this up here so that dog meat has a place to park. While I'm doing all of this stuff, when you're in town and building and stuff, you'll go into this or try and find one. And so I try to put this one up here for him. I like to put it right here so I know where to find him, and it's just convenient. And it looks all right too. It's not too shabby. And I don't want it over here because I'm about to put potatoes in right here. Put that up, because we like to, keep up those appearances. I slap this down by his a little abode right here. Here we go. There's that. What we're doing is we're setting up the food for the settlers that we're going to go and rescue, so that they're not starving as soon as they enter town, because as soon as they're here, then the town is basically on the list of raiders, and they're complaining about not having beds and food and all that other crap. So this one, what I like to do is move it all off to the side and readjust it. I don't like the way it's set, so I do it myself. Get those out. I take this because it's not necessary. I like this further up in that range, so I use that to mark it. I leave this here because I like that just fine. That's all right. But what I need to do is have this sort of in that area, I'm guessing. And this is further away than I like, so I like moving this as well. And this is the part that I did off camera in the other series that I spent hours doing, and it's exactly this. So I like having this a little more like that. And what I'm doing is buying myself space for the planting. So that's what we're going to do. Now here, I like to have another gate, and there is a gate that I can grab up. Let's get rid of you and you. More wood for the wood pile. So there's a gate that I can use. It's this direction. It's on the back side of this house right here. So let's get the interior out. And it is right here, this gate. Because I don't like having a gate right there. I like actually fully fencing that side in. So I'm going to grab this gate. I've done this a fair few times. When you know where each individual piece for what you're doing is, I don't know, that's sort of telling, isn't it? But, yeah. So let's slap the gate. I'm going to move this and put the gate in here. I like the gate opening to the out. We'll get it here generally, and then we'll put it where we want it finally. Is that about right? Right there. All right, and let's go ahead and see what a full length of this does for me. Excuse you. Excuse you. All right, look. There. All right. That is to here. I think another full length fence is going to be a bit further than I want, but let's look. So what we can do is this and this. We'll do that. Just so I can eyeball it and see. Let's see here. No, actually that's pretty close to dead on where I wanted it, so we're good to go. Perfect. All right, so let's remove you again. And I'm sight lining down this row here. So what I'm doing is using the straight edge of the house, and I'm sight lining like so. And then the reason I'm not connecting it is because I want to be able to line this up now. And so we'll put this here and then bring it, come on, bring it down. Well, we'll put it there first and then we'll, hey, excuse you, put that there. That there, and then now we can move this back in, and that will be sort of the buffer, if you will. And what this does is allows me to line it up a little bit better. So then there's that. There's that. Take this down. More or less in that area, and just go OCD like mad, like I always do. All right. I don't like it going so deep into the edge over here, but what I can do is maybe force the issue by grabbing that. Oh, I need one that it snaps to, though, so it can't be you. Those it doesn't generally snap to, but these it will, and the better looking, stink. I didn't put them far enough away. The better looking pieces of the smaller ones will also snap to as well, so let's see if I can't line this up. And we'll do this, and like so. Use you, put that there, and then use you and put you, oh, well, close. You can see how much it takes to really OCD the hell out of this. And okay, that's close. And this is what I do. I really am that particular. I really am. It takes a bit of finagling for me. And that is how far back do I need to move it just a touch back to. Getting really, really close. Okay. See, it's not touching the ground there either, though, and I don't like that, but I don't know that I can lower it down without it snapping to the other one. That's going to work. It's going to be angled just a teeny tiny bit, but I've given myself so much room I don't think that's going to matter. Not really. So let's go ahead. You know what? Actually, let's get that out of there. It's pretty close. Yeah, it's going to be plenty of room there. And then this, usually you can have it drop down to ground level without it messing around too much. So let's try and see if we can't, again, force that issue. Huh. Well, it thinks it's at ground level already. Doggone it. And it's just not. So. Oh, there it goes. Now it hopped up how I wanted it, but. I just don't like that look. I'm just not going to do it. I won't tolerate that. This is the better looking short fence, and this one will absolutely snap. So let's see if we can't use this as a guide. It's not as egregious to me. Maybe I will just do it that way. Put this here. See how I grab it, I just click into it and it automatically leveled it. And that's what I'm looking to do so that it looks correct going this way. And so then I should be able to take this one, yeah, just like that. And see how it sort of self-leveled that? And then this one, you have the choice of higher or lower. In this instance, the lower is okay. I mean, it's not great. It doesn't want to pick that high side though. So what I would do is pull this out and then high side it. Let's see how that looks. It's kind of janky too. I don't really care for that. So I'll keep it like that. That's fine. It's not fine, but it's close enough. It's not perfect, and we're in an imperfect nuclear fallout world. So, you know, stop sweating the small stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell myself. There's that, and then one more. We'll take you. Let's get on the inside here, and like so. It's pretty close. All right, I like that. Come here. Good. Yeah, I can live with that. So now I'm going to go into the planting. We're going to grab those potatoes that we got, right? So that's down here, and then right here, and we should have plenty of plants. And we just need 12 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 6 of them on this side. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. How bad did we stray? Kind of bad, actually, to be honest. Yeah, these last couple started getting a little bit further over than I wanted, but we'll fix that. And you maybe just a smidge. And if you're curious, what I was using is the sight lines is the actual grid that's on this house. So I'm going 1, and then 1 in between empty, and then 1. 1 in between empty, and 1. And that gives you the room to be able to go through here, and it's uniformly spaced. Because, again, I'm OCD. I just like a good look, and that's what I'm going to do. So this one, the one problem I got is really, I should have the gate here if I was wanting it to be like a little better, but I sort of like the goofiness of this, to be honest with you. That's sort of imperfect, and then I could put the other row over here. But I'm thinking in future I'm gonna want more potatoes than just 12, I think, right? I think what I'm gonna want is I'm gonna want 18, 1 row here, so it'll be a half a row, essentially a half of a person's work here, And then essentially the same thing with the carrots that are going to be up here. Go 18 up here. And so really it'll be one person working fully in this field and another person working half-time here and half-time over here. That's my thought. And then up here, what I'll end up doing is going my mute fruit that'll be over here, and of course they're a 1-for-1, so I'll get, if I get 12 plants over here, that's going to be 2 people working, and then I can go 12 carrots, I think is what I'll do. Carrots are a little bit less important than the potatoes and the corn and the mute fruit, because those actually create my adhesive. The carrots are for other things, but important things. So let's go ahead and eyeball this. If I could go there and then I can go here, how does that look? And that still gives me the avenue through here into here. You know what, I'm all right with that. So yeah! And I'll fix it in a minute. Pretty straight, pretty good. And the reason I do it now is, you know, spend the time, do it right, and then you don't have to touch it again. You know, it's once it's done, it's done. And so let's see, that's straight line, good, good. And this one coming over, and then one more right here. And in that range-ish. Do I like that? My rows are good, so you're just the oddball, so we'll do that. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's pretty good. It looks like somebody planted with intention, and they can get to all of these. I can go in between all of these. So that is as it should be. This one kind of, I want to fudge it over just a tiny bit more. I'm all right with that. Job done. Pretty good. So now we're prepared for somebody to come in. We've got 2 people a job right now. These I'll slap up over here. You can see I've already saved pieces, right? Because of the way that we've done this and the way we gave ourselves more room and still managed to have extra pieces that we will utilize in other areas. So I like to put them where I can get to them quickly. I know I'm going to be working on that side next eventually, so we'll just put it there and prepare it for when that happens. Let's get rid of you. All right, come down here. Put you in there. And there. Clean this area up a little bit. And you can see it's giving fertilizer or wood for the bushes, which is normal. So, yeah, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Hey, excuse you. Thank you. Get you out of there. Hey. Hey. Get some of the big things out of here, the high-ticket items, as it were. Hey. Just cleaner looking. That's nice. That's a very nice. Some of these things can be really finicky on getting them to glow up. Now I won't spend any more time on that for right now. Just a little bit of cleaning. But really what I should be doing, stop that, It was over here for a reason. I'm going to put my water in. So that means cleaning up this area somewhat. Here's that. That's gone. That'll be, I'll have to go into my workshop to get the items that were inside of that out of there. Tire over here. 10 rats. Wow. See, I really miss not having my little puddle jumper one, man. I'm telling you, it really makes a difference. It does, and it saves you a lot of resources. But again, I'm going to try a little bit different way and see how we do. All right, so let's do that. Go right here. Oh, nice. So I can get something. Yeah, we'll get those out of the way too. All right, let's back it up one time. Right here. Oh, no. Right here. Go the short guys, which are the ones I like right here. There, 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 and there. There, and here. So right there. Lined up nicely. And then go ahead and put our water in. So if you're playing in survival mode, this is what you would use to fill up the water bottles. All the beer bottles and stuff that you find. This is the device that you would use. This is a good one too because it gives 10 for just 4 power, which is really good. It's not bad. But this gives 10 for 2 power. And so it's, in our instance, because we have access to water that we can filter, this is a better option. If you don't have access to water, like in 10 Pines, places like that, where there's no water around, this is what you'll use, or this is what you'll use. So in our instance, we're going to use this, and I am going to, knowing that I'm going to future-proof this, I'm going to put this one right here, and then now we're just going to get that going, and bam, right up top, you see water 10, power 3. The food won't show up until you actually get a farmer doing it, and so that's like so. Now this one has 1 power left over because it's only got 2 right here, and then this is generating 3. What I generally like to do right here is put a light in, and this serves 2 purposes. First, it's giving light, which is awesome, but also it's essentially a tower as well that I can string off of and do other things with. So we're gonna, whoops, I might have to move it back some so it'll reach. Excuse you. Not where I wanted. There. Yeah, it's clipping through though. I like the idea of it being covered though. So, how about so? It's sort of clipping through as well. Okay. Well, what if I spin it all the way? The other one's still fine, and this one is gonna be fine. Right? There we go. Yep, I'm that OCD. It's gotta look right, man. It just does. So that looks pretty right. And so there we go. And what's cool about this is where Preston will path down to. He passed through here, so I light up his way. He essentially, I leave this one here so that I can use it as a guideline, but he essentially, I have to throw one right here typically, another one right here, and then the last one just connects to that. And he comes down here and stops right here, sort of stares off out here at this gap, and then he wanders this way. And so I'll light Preston's path this way, right up to here, and then he'll generally go right here and then up. Sometimes he'll stop if you have 2 gates, and he'll actually take the shortcut once in a while and go through here. And that's why I've kind of lined this up this way, because that's, knowing how he passed and how things work, that's going to work out kind of neat. It's going to be sort of cool. He'll blaze through here whenever somebody's working in here. They'll sort of have an interaction, and that's kind of cool too. They'll have conversations whenever they get sort of in proximity with each other. You'll hear, especially the more quote unquote main NPCs have interactions with each other fairly often. Usually it's Sturgis. He likes to talk to everybody, and he's always got something kind of goofy to say to everybody. With June, he's very encouraging and stuff like that, and trying to talk him off the edge, because he is about as stable as a lemming on the edge of a cliff, and understandably so, given the circumstances of what happened to the poor guy. I get it. Marcy went the other way. She saddled up and just became tough as nails, and is a very, very hard person, and has, it's interesting, the dynamic between the two. They sort of flopped roles, and he went more nurturer, and she went more protector. And she's very protective of her guy, for sure. But she's also bossy as all hell. Nothing wrong with that. Somebody's got to be strong. It may as well be her, right? Get rid of that one. And so we're pretty good back here. All right, so I think what I'll do is I'll call this an ending point. We've got another hour under our belts here, and I spent a little bit more time explaining what I'm using and how I go about having my game set up, and then doing a little bit of the prep for getting the folks here. So, and that's stuff that I like to do. Last time I sort of rushed to getting there and getting them here, and then I had to try and, figure out how I'm going to feed them and, all that kind of stuff, when that's normally not how I do it. This is typically how I go about my process. And I'll actually go out into the world and do some clearing of areas and looting and stuff like that. And so that's sort of what I like to do. And you can see this is how I clean the floors. Those 3D items I was talking about and those paper things I was talking about, that's exactly what this is. It allows me to pick those up so it looks nice. And you can see there's a marked difference. And this also unlocks that guy. And remember I said there was one of these safes in town that I could not do, and that's the one right there. So there you go. So we'll go ahead and get this over here and throw our save down like usual, and that'll be our stopping point as I run along and scrap everything, because as I've mentioned time and again, it's what I do. It's what I do. I'm a scrapper. Kind of scrappy. Kind of scrappy dappy do. You know what I'm saying? I think you do. I can't help myself. And once all this stuff is gone, it just looks so much better. Just so much nicer. Get all these little things going on here. Get that out. I mean, because who wants to look at that all day long? Hey, there we go. Codsworth, we're still shining you on, buddy. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it's gone. That's the way the cookie crumbles, buddy. Got things to do, stuff and things and all that. And getting all this stuff cleaned away is, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And I think what I'll do is I will finish this portion of it off camera. I'll do the rest of this. So when you come back and we resume from our normal stopping place right here, I'll have done that. And I won't do the fencing, I don't think, yet. It depends on how I feel, but I think probably I'll just do the initial cleaning, because that takes about an hour, hour and a half. And then, and usually when I do that, I'm also setting the furniture up, getting the beds in place, so I'll throw some beds down. This time I won't throw a bed in every house. I'll just get the 5 that I need and call that good. So I think what we'll do now is toss the save right here, and Not bad, right? We've got our starting area cleaned up, fixed my little happy mistake, my little Bob Ross right there. Got our food in already. We've got our water in already. We'll get some defenses in. I'll do that on camera because that's building, and so I feel like that should be on camera. The cleanup of this area, getting it kind of squared away, I'll do that off camera because there's no reason for you to have to watch me do it. You just saw me do quite a bit of it, and you can see it's a time-consuming process. So, in any event, I really appreciate you all hanging out. Appreciate you stopping by, and you guys take care of yourselves out there and be good humans, will you? Bye.